Janet here from JanetKingsley.com. You ever feel sometimes like a wet blanket? You know, that you're not doing as much as the people around you are doing. You could call it even sometimes Facebook envy. And you see other people around you and they're going places and they're doing things and they're achieving things and they're hanging out with people, and maybe you're just not. And you feel like, what's wrong with me? I feel like a wet blanket, as if I'm just not having any fun at all. Day to day, I'm just doing the same thing. Friday night finds me at home alone. Weekends, I'm home cleaning. And we can get a feeling of dissatisfaction. When I get that feeling of dissatisfaction, and I don't mean divine discontent. So divine discontent is different than dissatisfaction. Divine discontent is that feeling that you get and that I get inside when I know that something is amiss, that I am here to express more, to step into my authenticity a little bit more, into my genuineness a little bit more, that I have a gift and a talent and wisdom and knowledge to share that maybe I'm not stepping into more fully. And so I know that because there's a discrepancy between my heart and my actions, that I feel some divine discontent. But so that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this dissatisfaction that comes when we feel like we're not doing enough simply because we're comparing ourselves with other people. So I'm calling this like the wet blanket syndrome. And here's what I'd like to talk about and tell you, is that you're not supposed to compare yourself to anyone else. Of course, we know that. But so many of us are introverts, and it's not for us to be doing all the things that we see other people doing, that we hear about, that we read about on Facebook. Our greatest potential and our greatest satisfaction comes from tuning within, from connecting, from nurturing ourselves and being the best us that we know how to be. Sometimes that's our greatest satisfaction. You know, when we're out doing, going, seeing, guess what? Then it's easy to forget who we are because we're entertained from the outside. When we're always got something going on the outside, we're not growing, we're not changing, we're not thriving, we're just being entertained. So I'd like us and you, if you feel sometimes like you're lacking in excitement in your life, to reflect. Are you comparing yourself? And how do you get recharged? Do you get recharged and rejuvenated and re-energized when you're with people? Or do you get recharged, rejuvenated, and re-energized when you come to yourself, when you can maybe just savor, when you can appreciate, when you can look around you in silence and realize all that you have, all that you've done, all that you've yet to do, all your talents and skills and wisdom, how you are making a difference? Does that energize you? So it's time to stop comparing. Maybe your path isn't the path of excitement, of going and being entertained. Maybe your path, the path of your own badassery, is the quieter path, the path of enlightenment, the path of wisdom, the path of contentment and joy, the path of helping people rise to a higher level, and that includes yourself. I'd love to hear from you and to find out what you feel like your path is. Are you an introvert that gets rejuvenated by silence, by being alone, by reconnecting? Or do you get rejuvenated by being around crowds? It's all wonderful and it's all good because it's all unique to you in your own awesomeness. So if you feel like a wet blanket, stop. Find out whether or not you're comparing yourself to other people. And then the minute you find that out, stop and reflect about all the stuff that you've done, all the things that you know that you're here to accomplish, how you can show up in a more loving, enlightened, genuine, authentic way, how you can connect with that inner presence that is so awesome and badass. And so don't confuse when I say that I'm here to help you create a badass life. Badass doesn't mean extrovert. Badass doesn't mean necessarily a go-getter. Badass means confident. Badass means authentic and genuine. Badass means stepping into your power, your authenticity, your wisdom, your particular genius, your way of showing up in the world. And so I am Janet Kingsley, and I'm here working with badass women who don't yet know they're badasses, who struggle with putting everyone else first and themselves last, who want to burst into their boldness, explode into their brilliance, and create their badass life. And until next time, rock on.